What's up, YouTube? Well, we have less than 4 weeks till Christmas, which is why I'm wearing my green, and I'm making a closet video because I'm getting a quick minute. Probably won't make too many between now and Christmas, but here it goes. What I want to talk about today is, well, the title of it is going to be the longest my hair ever got, okay? And what I want to talk about, basically, is a time in my life. I was thinking about all these people that for some strange reason decided within a very short period of time to go from being long hair to men. Okay, so they decided somehow or another, that they were men, despite having always had long hair. I, on the other hand, have had a somewhat short haircut since about this time in '93. I want to say it was the Christmas holidays of my 4th grade year when I was 10, and probably should have been in the 5th grade, but I was in the 4th, which I've talked about before. Starting kindergarten at age 6 instead of 5 kind of set me back. So, I went from, say, long hair, something like this. I had a ponytail going on until December of '93, and I suddenly hated it, okay? My body was going through puberty, I was growing breasts, and I hated having that long ponytail of hair all of a sudden. Why? Because I was in denial of the fact that no matter what I wanted, I would be growing into a young lady. And within 2 years, I had my first period. So, I started to rebel against that in whatever way I could. I started buying more androgynous looking clothes, and I would love to show some pictures of myself around that time, but I'm not exactly sure how my mom would feel. And hopefully she will never see any of these videos, and it would also violate my anonymity, but I digress. So basically, I've had somewhat short hair since 27 years ago, and there have been very few, if any, exceptions. Well, I somewhat grew it out. I want to say, like, in 5th and 6th grade, it was about, I would say, neck length, like kind of like a page of sorts. It wasn't like, I guess it wasn't a buzz cut, or it wasn't really short anymore, but it wasn't like really long flowing hair. Okay, but then around the age of 19, for some reason, I started, I wanted to grow it out. I don't know why I decided that at 19, but I just wanted to see how long I could stand to have it. And so for a very short period of time at age 19, I think I was just mad at my mom, and I wish I could go back and not be the way I was, but I was in, just a really hard time in my life where I was angry all the time. And I wanted to grow my hair out so that I wouldn't be dependent on my mom to take me to the hairdresser. And so I had it kind of, like it had been in 5th and 6th grade for at least 6 months, maybe 7 months. I kind of grew my hair out, or tried to. And I have this collection of barrettes that I still have. I bought little barrettes to kind of keep my hair, somewhat tame during that time period. And I kept them to this day. It's like I've wanted to get rid of them, but for some reason I'm just unable to bring myself to do that, because it's like in the back of my mind, I think that if it ever grew out again, I would need those barrettes, and I would not want to have to rebuy them. Okay, but the problem with my hair is that it's very thin in nature. It takes it a long time to grow out, for the simple reason that it is very thin and slow growing. I was about 18 months before I really had anything to put in a ponytail when I was a baby. See, these are some little baby barrette things, that my mom used on myself and my little sister when we were babies. Um, and it took me at least 18 months before I could really do anything with my little thin baby hair. Unlike some babies that have a full head of hair by 6 months. Okay, so my hair is naturally quite thin. And that's one of the manifold reasons that no matter how much I might like to be a guy, it's pretty much for the best that I never get near testosterone, because I'm pretty sure that if I ever did inject it, I would lose this pretty quickly. Like, I would have a receding hairline probably by the time my voice would settle down as deep as I would like it to be. By the time I would sound like a man, I would unfortunately have the hairline of a man. And that would really suck, because I do not like that look at all. That Dr. Phil look. So, just looking at the image of a bald guy kind of deters me from ever wanting to actually, like, medically go F to M, if you know what I mean. And so, I just was thinking about my hair and how angry I feel when I see these people, or I've always felt angry like this, but when I see people who go like I'm not going to say the name of this person, but one person, I think, went from, she cut her hair sometime in January of 2016, then went on testosterone July of 2016, so that's 6 months. Then by November had already had her breasts removed and was living as a male. Okay, that no one would ever suspect was a female. Now today this person has lost a significant amount of hair and is growing facial hair instead. So basically, that just really makes me mad. It's like, why did they never think that they could just live the life of a short-haired woman or a girl? You know what I'm saying? Why did that would be like, okay, if on my channel, pretend for a moment that my very first video, you can click on my name and sort oldest videos, or type Angelica Messing herself in the search bar. Okay, imagine if when I made that video, I would have had long flowing hair like this. Okay, during the summer, instead of going to my mom's house, I would have been getting on testosterone, and my voice would have been changing throughout the summer and fall. Okay, I would sound like a totally different person right now, and I would be having my breasts removed. Okay, that is the timeline of this person's medical transition, if you will. Well into this person's 20s, she had long flowing hair, and so many stories are just like that, and I don't quite understand it. It's like, how do you go from long hair, to testosterone within 6 months, and then the voice change, and then, having your breasts removed a year later? It's like, they got their hair cut off and their breasts cut off all within the same year, 2016. And I just don't quite understand that, because like I say, since 93, I've had short hair to varying extents. It wasn't always maybe necessarily this short, but it's always been too short for a ponytail within the past 27 years. And I look at these people, and it's almost like they went all the way from a Barbie doll to a Ken doll, literally, within 1 year. And, it's like, why? Why do they have to have such a drastic transformation? Why is there no in-between? And why are they so implacable, is the word that comes to mind. And what I mean by that is, they're never satisfied. Like, they never think, okay, I guess I'm enough of a guy now, even though I'm technically not. They never think it's enough, is what I'm trying to say. It's like the dysphoria never goes away. It's always, what more could I do to be more masculine? What more could I do to be muscular? And the extents that they will go to are just astonishing, And it's like, you wonder, how does someone ever get to the point where a piece of their arm being chopped off is better than not having a you-know-what, I mean, how do they ever get to that point? But the reality is that it happens in increments. It's like, the haircut isn't enough, so then they change their name and they bind their chest and then get on testosterone and have their breasts removed. It's like kind of like that story, if you give a mouse a cookie or a piece of cheese or whatever they were giving the mouse, it's just never enough. And that's just a place that I never want to be in. So, I hope I will just always, be content to just live my life the way that I'm living it. As a woman with short hair, and female pronouns. And, this idea that you just have to have long hair or you're not a woman is just ridiculous.